Why did Meghan Markle put a beach swimsuit photo that the internet is having a lot of opinions on right next to a tribute at Princess Diana's grave? These two things, their vibes don't match. The internet is tearing apart her latest summer holiday photo dump, and from a PR perspective, this social media post might be one of her biggest branding miscalculations yet. Out of the photos that she posted, people are criticizing for a number of reasons, obviously. I mean, we have tons of comments on the attention grab that this swimsuit photo was and the flat butt syndrome. I'm not going to get into any of that, but I did find it peculiar that she posted this photo of Archie in the cockpit of an airplane, because that's something that Prince George and Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince William, they've taken him to do that a number of times and posted lots of photos of Prince George in airplane cockpits because he's interested in potentially becoming a pilot one day, similar to Prince William. And so a lot of people, myself included, raised eyebrows at that a little bit of like, oh, is this yet another example of Meghan trying to, copy the Wales family, because she has a long history of doing that, of posting similar things on similar days, or sort of kind of running a one-sided competition to the family. And then, of course, we have the visit to Princess Diana's childhood home at Althorp House, which, again, with Meghan's history of trying to recreate Princess Diana's photographs and things of that nature, it's just not the smartest move on her part. She should be distancing her public image from anything connected to Princess Diana because of these weird pictures. This is not normal behavior. These are not normal photographs to have out and about of you dressing up like your future mother-in-law before you ensnare her son. It's weird. It's just weird. So from a PR and branding perspective, the smartest thing for Meghan Markle to do would be to completely distance herself from anything and everything to do with Princess Diana, so that there's no more comparisons and that these pictures can sort of fade into the distant memory of the public, and she won't be seen as so creepy and stalkerish anymore, because that's what these photos tend to create in people's minds, is a sort of stalker vibe, okay? So she really shouldn't be posting anything to do with Diana. And there's also the question of, like, if you're doing a tribute, an emotional moment for you, your family, your husband, at your, deceased mother-in-law's grave, home, childhood home, this is a tender family moment. It is not something for Instagram. It is not something to put out there into the social sphere, into social media, or to make news stories about. It's just inappropriate. It's something private. It's a private family occasion. So even just having any of this in public knowledge, part of public knowledge, is bizarre and a strange choice on her part. And to make matters worse, she posted this in one big photo dump with this absolute mismatch of tone and vibe. It's quite absurd, actually, to go from a casual scoop back black swimsuit beach shot and Harry in the pool with the kids directly to a solemn, poignant photo from the children laying flowers at their late grandmother's memorial, for example. These just don't vibe together, and it's just kind of strange. It's almost like it takes away from the solemnity of the Diana visit. It takes away from the meaning of that and the significance of it, and it makes it seem like it was just no big deal, just a regular run-of-the-mill thing to do, when in reality, it would be a more significant thing. At least for Harry, it would be, a huge moment, quite frankly, for him. I think it's the first time he really had the kids there, I believe. And definitely the first time that they would have been old enough to participate in any sort of a memorial act, like laying flowers. So for him, it would have been more poignant. But for Meghan, it was just yet another picture to put up online to draw parallels and enhance her royal brand and her royal connection. Royal, because she's not anymore, but she doesn't want anybody to think that, and she doesn't want her brand to drift too far away from the royal identity that she abandoned. So this Princess Diana connection is something that she's really trying to use. This style of posting pictures mimics standard Gen Z, millennial, casual photo dumps. However, this informal format feels completely jarring coming from Meghan Markle herself, who has fiercely litigated and campaigned for family privacy. It's still in that same pattern of contradiction to her alleged values against excessive social media use and against their policies. So I say it every single time she does a significant photo dump on Instagram. She is actively supporting the company that she thinks is doing a bad job in putting children in harm's way. If I felt that strongly and felt like they were putting children in harm's way and all of that, like I don't use social media anyway, but if I did, then I would stop using Instagram if that is how I felt about it. And in yet another weird twist in this story and in this photo dump, apparently Princess Diana had an iconic 1993 Nevis swimsuit that was very, very similar, a black scoop back swimsuit. And so Meghan wearing basically the same swimsuit here, a lot of people think was yet another deliberate, calculated nod to manipulate public sentiment and draw parallels to Diana and reinforce it within Harry, as we know she's been doing since their dating days. And some people think it's a coincidence. I don't think it would be a coincidence. I mean, it's a pretty basic, popular swimsuit, but the fact that she posted this swimsuit with the pancake bottom going on is not flattering in and of itself. So the motivations, in my opinion, would have to be to create that Diana connection and those parallels and keep those things alive, because there's really no other good reason for her to post this picture besides the Diana parallels and the Diana connection and the comparisons that she wants to keep alive, because it's not goals. You know what I mean? For most people, I don't know. A lot of people think that it's not polite to have so much commentary on her body going on, and the flat butt narrative is just running wild, like wildfire on the internet comments section. Almost everybody shares this opinion and are feeling free to post it. One could argue that that's not polite and that people shouldn't be making comments on anybody's body no matter what. At the same time, people who post a photo of themselves in a swimsuit to social media are almost certainly doing it to get attention. There's no other good reason to post yourself in a swimsuit besides wanting people to look. And if you're inviting people to look, you're also inviting them to have opinions and make comments or form opinions on how you look in that swimsuit. Like, that just is part of the deal. And while I can understand that that's not always super nice, at the same time, she is voluntarily posting these pictures. She is choosing to post a picture of her in her swimsuit and all her flat butt glory, okay? While this is a vulnerable, perhaps, or candid beach shot, it inevitably opens the floodgates to bad faith body snark when you're already a polarizing figure that is exacerbated. But on top of it, somebody took this picture from behind Meghan. She knew it. She posted it to her own Instagram. It's not like it's a paparazzi photo shot that was unflattering that people are making comments that would be unfair. I do think it's not nice for a paparazzi photo or a picture taken without your consent to have floods of comments about your physique. You're not choosing to have that picture posted in that instance. A lot of celebrities have dealt with this and been like, this is shitty. And it is. If you're just trying to live your life and you're on the beach and somebody takes pictures and posts it and it's not flattering and you're getting mean comments, that's not your choice. That's not cool. This was Meghan's choice. She's inviting it. She knows what she's getting into here. She probably is the any attention is better than no attention sort of ethos or season in her life right now. I don't know, but I certainly think that if she's posting it, she had someone else take it, she put it to her social media, she knew what she was getting into. So, you know, it comes with the territory. What do you expect, you know? The next most dominant comment section critique is asking why This woman, who fled the UK citing unbearable intrusion into her children's lives, is now voluntarily serving up private family vacation photos and images of her kids to the public algorithm, which I have said many times, covering their faces does not actually protect those photos from nasty creeps on the internet. And she's making Instagram money every time she does it, so nobody can believe her hypocritical stance of championing internet safety for all when she does stuff like this. But drop it in the comments section now. Do you think this specific choice of swimsuit and deliberately choosing a photo that shows that it's the similar style of swimsuit was an accidental coincidence, or do you think she did it on purpose to boost engagement in the algorithm? But let's pivot now to the PR perspective and from a branding perspective, why this was a big misstep for Meghan. The tonal deafness completely overshadowed the potential sentiment for the Diana estate and memorial sort of post that she included in this. She blended these casual beach photos and vacation photos with a sacred family memorial, which completely diluted any genuine emotional resonance. Instead of looking like a touching family tribute, the juxtaposition makes the entire post feel like a commodified PR stunt and takes away from the meaning behind the Diana elements to her post. And this pattern of these types of posts, and this one in particular that was lots and lots of pictures, it reminds me of when she put 24 wedding pictures up for their 8th anniversary. It's just overkill. It's over the top. And when you're going that ham on social media, it can only be viewed as attention starved, attention hungry, really, really wanting to capture more attention and internet comments and algorithms and news stories, just trying to desperately drum up publicity somehow and attention somehow. And this is something that's just baked into public psychology of perception of these sorts of things. When a celebrity is already widely viewed as attention-seeking, unsolicited glimpses into their personal life aren't received as generous or authentic. They're viewed as desperate attempts to stay relevant, which is compounded by the fact that she's always competing with the Wales family one way or the other, timing her posts in particular ways, posting on certain days, things of that nature. And since we know the UK trip didn't go exactly as she had hoped or as the Sussexes had planned, not staying at a royal residence, not getting to publicize the visit with King Charles at all, no official photos, things of that nature, then this was sort of felt like or perceived by the public as a sort of scramble or a knee-jerk reaction to sort of recoup some of the publicity she missed out on. To make matters worse, Meghan is already operating in an authenticity deficit. She has not been viewed as authentic or genuine for a very long time. She's viewed as contrived and calculating and controlling. Therefore, standard influencer strategies like sharing to connect or showing unfiltered family moments or things that look spontaneous, like these sorts of pictures, end up completely failing when applied to Meghan Markle specifically. Because her reputation is already weighed down by past controversies and public skepticism, the audience automatically assumes an ulterior motive behind every single post, which renders her attempts at vulnerability or authenticity absolutely dead on arrival. It just doesn't work. The public isn't buying it, they don't want it, so it's not the correct path forward for Meghan if she wants to rebuild her image or correct her image or sort of bring back a level of authenticity to her image. This is not the correct way to do it. A lot of people on the other side of the coin think that at a certain point, Meghan just needs to be allowed to continue to do these sorts of things and just live normally and proceed as she's been trying to. The problem is that she has these commercial interests. She's trying to hang on to the royal vibes, and she wants to be viewed as this philanthropist. Ultimately, the cons outweigh any pros or any positives in this particular dynamic for Meghan specifically. For other celebrities, they can get away with putting some of these types of posts every now and again, doing photo dumps. People who have a reputation of already being heavily involved in social media, or people who are not campaigning against social media, or people who don't have huge tantrums in public view about privacy specifically. Because of Meghan's history, it just feels weird for her to be posting these types of things at all, especially on social media. And for Meghan, posting casual, chaotic photo dumps actually hurt her commercial endeavors. Her lifestyle branding, her content deals, or luxury merchandising are true high-end branding situations, which rely on mystique, curation, and exclusivity, not acting like a lifestyle blogger fishing for likes on the grid. By posting these types of things to Instagram, she's actually lowering her brand value rather than elevating it. She wants to be a luxury brand influencer. She just does. And she wants, as ever, to be considered a luxury brand. But this cheapens it. These types of Instagram posts like this, it's the wrong vibe. And the thing that Meghan and Harry don't get is that your public image and public branding and PR is all encompassing. It's a big picture type of situation and dynamic. You can't cherry pick and do things one way sometimes and a different way other times. No, you have to have consistency. If you're trying to go the luxury brand route, then you need to curate a public image in its entirety to be more exclusive and aspirational. And that means you can't be posting stuff like this and doing these attention grab, sort of cheap Instagram dumps. And this is further complicated by the demographic trap that she finds herself in. She's trying to win over the masses with relatable content, but it backfires because her entire global platform is built on royal titles and elitism. This alienates royal traditionalists while also failing to convince everyday consumers who see right through the influencer aesthetic. So this asymmetric risk-reward calculus just isn't flying for her. The final scorecard for Meghan Markle specifically that shows why this tactic is a net negative is that a temporary spike in Instagram metrics or a brief positive news cycle among superfans showing a happy family and a misguided attempt to seem approachable doesn't really work. It might work with like 2% of the potential viewers or people who consume the news stories or see the headlines or who follow her on Instagram. But that's the cap, the maximum of this, positive return for Meghan. And it's not guaranteed. However, what is guaranteed is the downside to these types of posts. It reignites claims of narcissism, and there's no way around that. Reignites the Diana cosplay allegations, and it reminds everybody of these types of weird pictures. It invites body shaming or body critiques. It undermines her privacy narrative. It dilutes her commercial mystique. It reinforces the public's deepest criticisms of her character while contradicting her supposed philanthropic values of social media is dangerous type of vibe. So there's this long list of cons that are guaranteed and there's no way around them. And there's a very, very short list of potential upsides that are not guaranteed. So at the end of the day, this was a PR mistake, a branding mistake that's going to hurt her brand in the long run. And it was embarrassing. Just from a normal perspective, this was an embarrassing show and really, really wasn't received well by the public. At the end of the day, when a public figure reaches a critical mass of unlikability like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have, being voted most unpopular for years in a row, sharing more is almost always the wrong strategy. Image rehabilitation comes from silence and serious work and consistency. Personal oversharing just provides her critics more ammunition and makes it look like all these holes in her story and contradicts everything that she tries to be about when she's not on Instagram. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a happy day ahead, and I will see you next time. Bye!